Hello there, survivors, and welcome back to ARK Survival Ascended. Today, I've built another build using the new Castles, Keeps, and Forts architecture mod on ARK Survival Ascended. This time, going for a little bit of a smaller build compared to the first time. We built a little cozy house with a water wheel to the side at the river, which I think turned out really nice, getting a little bit more grip on all the different pieces that this incredible building mod adds, and trying to really add a lot of depth and detail into it whilst getting to know the mod better and better. And yeah, really liking the way this one came out. Lots of cool shapes and cool little details everywhere, and then also using a little bit of JVH to spice it up and make it a little bit more overgrown. We actually did a little bit of decorating around and on the inside, not fully. I'm still waiting around for that castle deco mod by Aaron Longstaff, but so far I think it already turned out really nice. And then we also made a bridge. Actually, we made two bridges. One very simple one using some of the curved arch pieces, which are really cool, and then a little bit more of a fancy bridge. Not sure if I like it that much, but it does have the cool drawbridges, which is definitely a really cool feature. So in this video, we'll take a full tour of the entire place and yeah, see the progress we have made with CKF so far. As always, if you like seeing these builds, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and of course, feel free to leave suggestions for future builds that you would like to see. And here we go. We are here at our little medieval village or town that we're working on. Last time, of course, we made the big townhouse standing over there. This time, we went a little bit smaller. We built that bridge using the drawbridges, which looks really cool. And then we have this little bridge over here, as well as that little cute house over there with the water wheel, which I really enjoy. This bridge is rather simple. It's using a bunch of these big arches that are a part of the mod, which are really cool, and then using some of these arrow slits to kind of create some battlements on the side. And yeah, simple but very efficient, and really like the way this bridge turned out. I think I kind of like it more than the big bridge for some reason. I don't know, just really looks nice, and kind of leads off here into the forest. And then we have a lovely little water wheel house here, which I really like. You can see we added some plants from JVH Landscaping, as well as some decorations. Most of them are from the CKF mod, some of them just from the base game, but they really add a lot of character instantly to the place. I actually also added a little bit of the Western deco to get these kind of cranes at the top. They do block the window, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but it was the best way to kind of add in those little details for now. But yeah, overall really happy with the way this one turned out. We have a little bit more infrastructure already, and I also added a little bit of a sewer here, which I kind of like. And then, well, most of this is not really connected right now. Before we go into detail for the full build, my plans are to create kind of like a very villagey vibe on this side of the river. So a few small buildings dedicated to a certain craft. So we have the water wheel kind of storage house here. I'm thinking of adding like a fletchery, maybe a blacksmith, something with the bees, because there's an apiary in this mod as well, and then maybe like a little farmstead right on the edge so that we can have a windmill and everything. That is kind of what I'm hoping to do on this side of the water. And then across the big bridge we have, of course, the big townhouse building. We might add a few more buildings around that as well, and that is probably going to be it for this timeline. We don't want to spend too much time because Ragnarok is coming up. I definitely will be building more with this mod on that map as well. So we'll see. We'll take it from there, but at least a few more buildings to get to know the mod better would be really cool. Now, taking a better look at this build, I'm actually quite happy with the progression we've made from the first attempt to the second attempt. Of course, this is a little bit smaller, but it actually made it, yeah, a lot easier and a little bit more difficult to get things nice and detailed. You can see this front entrance side. There has been some, you know, different layers that have been added. We have this one sticking out by a little bit. We have, of course, the overhang for the next floor kind of sticking out. We have this build sticking out from the front, and then also breaking up the roof, which I really, really like. That really helps a lot. We have different window sections for both sides. We have tiny triangle ceilings here, which is a really cool addition, but that also allows us to kind of curve the front of this building for a very unique shape, and that accidentally means that the top layer is actually sticking out a little bit more because of the difference between triangles and normal ceilings, but that all just adds to the depth and the extra details here on the front, which really kind of transform this very side even more. But I really like the idea of having these little rounded corners along the street. It really adds a nice bit of detail. Then we have another one of these sections breaking up the side a little bit, just to kind of differentiate all the sections. We have some of those beautiful windows here. We have more windows everywhere, and yeah, just kind of different sections breaking things up. We have arches going into this storage room. We'll see that in a little bit more detail. We have this little dock here at the back leading into the water as well. Another one of these cranes, actually one of there as well. All from the cranes are again from the Western Deco mod, but I think he might be considering adding some to the CKF mod, which would be really cool, because yeah, would be nice as a little added detail to have some of those cranes around. And you can see the plans from JVH also really adding details. We got the water wheel, which is connected to the side of the building, but then I added this little wall on the other side as well to kind of make it feel like it's built in on both sides. And then we have this beam going diagonally down into the water as well, kind of extra supports. Really like that little touch that adds. And then of course we have some more detail here. I really like not making everything symmetrical for these builds, and kind of feel like, you know, they added a little bit here, they added a little bit on to the side over there, which really helps break it up, make it more interesting. And with all the pieces that are a part of CKF, it's really a lot easier to do as well, because you have your quarter walls, you also have your half walls, you have tiny triangle ceilings. Like, there's so many different pieces and different sizes as well for the roof. There's quarter sizes for everything, which is really, really convenient, just to be a lot more free with what you can and cannot do. And you can see that in this little build. I think this one really turned out very well. You could almost get some shots of this and forget that this is ARK, and it feels like a proper different game, like an RPG or something, where you could run into a building like this. So I really, really like that. And you can see I've done a little bit more of decorating on the outside. Again, I'm still waiting for a full medieval deco mod to do all the interiors, but this already has a little bit of decor, and it's actually really, really good. We have the barrels here, we have the crates in different sizes, we have some of just a normal vanilla fishing baskets, just to add again a little bit of life and detail around the place. And then of course we can go inside. We have some of these barrels that really stack very, very nicely. That's all CKF. We got a little bit of the hay from the Western Deco mod. We got the crafting tables actually for the CKF mod, so this is for the keep tier, I think. Then we have the other two tiers right here. There's really cool crafting tables for those. That is nice to use as details as well. Then we have this little bit of the docks out here. Again, little way to get into the water. We have some more decorations around, just to kind of bring some life to it all. I also really love the look of the lanterns from this. And then this wall is actually dedicated storage from CKF, so it really looks nice, like wooden crates. But yeah, I think it just functions the exact same way as normal dedicated storage, but this is way easier and way cooler to fit into your medieval base than having to actually use the tech storage, of course. And then we have more of these barrels stacked on top of each other. I really like this. Again, you can also get into this and wiggle around, which is just really, really cool. It's just such a fun little feature. I think you can actually lock people inside as well, and then they have to try and escape. We got a little staircase up to here. Now again, I've done not really proper decorations yet, but we've used a little bit of the decoration options available in CKF. So we have these shelving units, we've got the planks and the things for the walls. We've got this little table with the chairs looking quite nice. Apparently you can't sit on the chairs, but that might just because I placed them too close to the table. I don't know. Maybe we should test that. But yeah, we got all of these cool shelving units. We got the normal smithy here. And then we have, this is also from the Western Deco mod, just a little spinning wheel. Again, didn't really bother to do the entire decorations yet. We will at some point, once we have a deco mod that can do a little bit more in the medieval theme. And then we have a bed up here and the chimney, just so that we do have, in fact, a chimney sticking out from the roof of the building, which, yeah, just always adds a little bit, right? Just breaks up the roof in a nice way. And I actually like that it manages to stick out over the top here as well, even though it's kind of inconvenient that it has to be like on the attic level of the building. I really hope that CKF is going to add its own fireplaces, and it maybe has like different lengths for fireplaces, or I don't know if that would be even an option, but like you can place them yourselves. I don't know how that will work though, if you want to have a functioning fireplace on the inside. Might be really tricky with it, the ARK possibilities, because I would also like for it to still have smoke coming out from the top, right? If you're actually using it. But yeah, I'm really happy with the way this little build turned out. I really like all the bits of detail and all the variations that we've got going on here. I think this one is a lot more structured and a lot more organized, even though it is quite random in places, than the first one, especially these patterns and stripes for the walls. I feel like it's a lot more natural this way. And I guess that makes sense, right? You kind of have to get to grips with all the options from the mod before, you know, you can really get going. So I think I'm going to stick to sizes of this kind of building so we can do a few more under our belt before Ragnarok is here, and we'll do maybe some bigger projects. But yeah, I think it will be very fun just to kind of get to know the mod and all the pieces a little bit better each time and build some cooler stuff. We've already got a little bit of the start of some infrastructure here. We have, of course, this crazy bridge. I really like these archways with the or the drawing bridges themselves. They look very, very cool. The tower is maybe a bit much, maybe a little bit silly, but on the other hand, you know, why not? Why not? I do really like the fact that there's such small triangle ceilings, so you can get these really small towers and little additions, also with the benefit of being triangles and being like slightly rounder shapes that you can make with those. But other than that, it's a fairly simple build. We got the clock tower though, which is quite cool, showcases the time, and of course the fact that these are actually drawbridges and you can get them up and down. That just looks really, really cool. And yeah, it's an easy, cool way to build some bridges or entryways. So it's nice to play around with. That's kind of what this is all about, you know, playing around with all the different options and pieces that are available in this mod, and then slowly starting to learn what we can do with them before we dedicate ourselves to some bigger building projects and series. But I'm definitely gonna do a few more cool builds here, hopefully create like a little village on this side. As I said, I think we kind of now have a good size and guide to go about. If we have some builds like this, I think we could really make a nice little cozy village street here and a little farm on the outskirts, have the windmill going, and that will be really, really cool. Because I just love the way, even though this is tiny, the water wheel is tiny, it doesn't even do that much, but just a little bit of movement adds a lot of life to the place, I feel like. So I'm really happy with the way this has turned out, and all the little details in the mod. And there's more stuff already on the way. The mod maker isn't sitting still. Like, he is being very active about trying to get a lot of new things already made for the mod. I think he's aiming to release like a first big update before Ragnarok launches, so that's going to be really exciting because there's already an incredible amount of stuff in this mod, and it's going to only get better and better over time. So I'm really excited to have this as kind of like one of the big series that we do, where we create some cool medieval builds. So yeah, we'll start with this little village, but as always, if you have suggestions or things you would like to see, please do let me know, and who knows, we might be able to do them soon or along the road as we explore more and more of this amazing build mod. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and then hopefully I'll see you around in the next video or stream. Goodbye.